A group of Republican lawmakers filed a discharge petition on Tuesday in an attempt to bypass House Republican leadership to force a vote on a bill that prohibits stock trading for members of Congress and their families. Among those who agree with the petition is Congressman Greg Steube from Florida, who joins us now. Good to see you, Congressman. Thanks for being here. So why do your leaders oppose this?
Yeah, the discharge petition is a way that everyday members can get their voices be heard. I don't know. That's a great question for our leadership as to why they won't bring this to the floor. It's the same issue I had with the discharge petition as it related to disaster relief for my district that got hit by 6 hurricanes in 2 years. So it's a tool that we have to utilize. All of these discharge petitions have been bipartisan. My discharge petition was overwhelmingly bipartisan, so I suspect that you're going to see that as well. But this is something that 80% of the American people support. I mean, if you ask somebody, do you think that members of Congress should be able to trade individual stocks knowing that they're getting inside information of what's going on? Do you think that's appropriate and that should be banned? 80% of Americans say absolutely.
Well, the great Peter Schweizer wrote a book about it and talked about it on and on and on Fox News and 60 Minutes and so forth. And I can't imagine your fellow Republican leaders are okay with Nancy Pelosi reported to have made millions on the basis of her inside information.
Yeah, I actually had a standalone bill that banned insider trading. We actually called it the Pelosi Act, and I had asked Speaker Johnson to bring it to the floor in her honor since she's retiring, because you look at the numbers and the facts, no stock trader, portfolio manager could have had the results that she had. Yeah. Obviously, she had information that wasn't publicly available and used that in trading stocks. And I just don't think that's appropriate. The American people don't think that's appropriate, and we should pass this bill and send it to the president.
Just to put a fine point on it, I imagine it was her husband who made the trades because he's in the business trading stocks. But still, I mean, clearly the information that seemed to absolutely coincide with stuff that Congress was about to vote on. You need 218 signatures. How close are you to getting that number?
So Anna Paulina Luna just filed it yesterday. So this is the first time that members really have an opportunity on the floor to sign it. As soon as we get done talking, I'm gonna walk on the floor and sign it myself. So it usually takes some time, usually a week or two. But if it's something that the membership of the House feels strongly about, you could see a line of members down there signing the discharge petition today. We fly out tomorrow. There's an opportunity for members to sign it tomorrow. I would imagine this would be a week or two. I mean, we saw what happened with the discharge on the Epstein files. That took a little bit longer because we weren't here. This, I think you could probably have the signatures by the end of the year.
Okay, there's another bit of house cleaning, to quote a phrase that you're involved with, which is a move to expel one of your Democrat colleagues, Congressman Sheila, I can never pronounce it, Sherfalis McCormick. It's one of those double names. There's an indictment out on her that alleges that she used disaster funds for her own 2021 campaign. An indictment, you're innocent until proven guilty. You could have just gone to a censor rather than voting to expel her. Why didn't you start with the first part until you found out what happens in the trial?
Yeah, once you got the details of the indictment, it's a 15-count indictment, all felonies. I don't think that's appropriate for a member of Congress to be stealing FEMA dollars. I agreed. Leadership has talked to me. The chairman of the ethics have talked to me that they are doing an investigation. A report should be issued at some point. There should be underlying bases and facts and evidence that's in that report. So I'm not going to call up a vote on the expel motion until that has been made public. I think once that's made public and the details of all of this are for the American people to see and members of Congress to see, it'll be very hard for members to vote no on not expelling her from Congress if she's refusing to resign.
Overall, what you are trying to do is essentially clean up Congress. I mean, there's a lot of crap that's been going on for a long time in Congress. That's why your approval rating, Americans know about it. Your approval rating is, I think, close to the single digits for members of Congress. But I was just watching Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Did you ever see that with Jimmy Stewart?
No.
It was done back in the 1930s, and it essentially portrayed a Congress just as corrupt and messed up as the one you say is going on right now. Is that ever going to change? I mean, Mark Twain used to write about the corruption in Congress back in the 1800s. Will it always be so?
I hope not. I hope the American people send us good and honest people that are full of integrity up here, but we have to police our own house. And if members are going to be indicted for stealing $5 million in FEMA loans and FEMA money from the federal government and from the taxpayers, there should be some accountability to that. We have our own accountability in our rules and our processes, which is why I'm waiting for the ethics report to be released on the investigation as it relates to these actions. But once that's released, if she's not going to resign, we need to move forward and police our own house and make sure that we have upstanding members of the House representing their constituents.
Well, good luck to you, Congressman. Appreciate you being here. Congressman Greg
Good to see
Steube,
you,
thank
David.
you very much.